Go ahead, my friend.
George, assalamu alaikum, with a great degree of
Alaikum
respect
salam.
for you. You're doing a great job, mashallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the best in this world and in the hereafter.
Thank you, brother.
I profoundly and strongly condone the troops' behavior. Is totally unacceptable, deplorable, despicable, and urinating on dead bodies. Is not,
And
that's not
videoing,
justifiable.
they're so proud of it. They're so proud of it that they video it.
They did indeed.
Unbelievable. What kind of beasts behave in such a way? And by the way, the so-called Taliban, did you see any weapons on them? And why did they have a wheelbarrow at their feet? What kind of Taliban fighter is going around with a wheelbarrow? And the boys looked about 5 feet tall to me.
Exactly. These are innocent people, George. Innocent people being tortured systematically. The treatment is very harsh and abhorrent. You know, God, they'll be judged, accountable. Their action will be judged. They're making a law of their own kangaroo court.
You're right, Ali. They will be judged.
And George,
They will. Yeah, go on.
What you're doing, keep it up. God bless you. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you very much indeed for the call. They will indeed be judged, as we will all be judged on the last day. But I hope that before the end of the week, they're under arrest and can be judged first here on earth. But I'm not holding my breath. Let's talk to Mark in the United Kingdom on the very same subject. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome, go on.
Yes, I would like to basically say, I'm first and foremost, I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. And of course, what happened with the Marines urinating on our dead brothers in Afghanistan is very deplorable, and it's sad to, see this going on. But I want to interject to the world that, the soldiers that are serving in Afghanistan and Iraq, they're tired, they're exhausted, mentally and physically. Now, these guys knew, for one, that if they videotaped this and sent it back to someone, it would get posted on YouTube. This is a cry for help. Of course, we don't appreciate or like or, accept what they're doing. When you cut off fingers and ears and use them as trophies, or you urinate on a dead body. No. But these guys knew that these videos will be posted, so they're calling out for help for the world and the American people to get them out of a war that is unjust. And that's my point on that.
Well, I mean, that is a point of view, Mark. It's not one that I myself share, I must tell you, but it is a legitimate point of view. And coming from a veteran of the United States Marine Corps, it's very interesting to hear it. What I would say is this. All these Marines and all these soldiers who are either killing or being killed are killing or being killed for nothing. The Taliban has just opened a political office in Qatar, which is a US military base masquerading as a government and a state. The Taliban office in Qatar has only one purpose: for the Americans, whether Karzai likes it or not, to negotiate an end to the war with the Taliban, putting the Taliban back in power, which was where they were in the first place. Thousands, maybe tens, maybe scores, maybe hundreds of thousands of dead people ago. Maybe billions, if not a trillion or more, of wasted dollars ago. You couldn't make it up, Mark. It's about time these soldiers wised up. Never mind how tired and exhausted they are. It's about time they wised up to the fact that their leaders have used them and abused them. Let's go all the way to Canada. Mark.
You have about 90% of the American soldiers that are ready to either coup or ready to, get out of the military. They know. 90% know that the whole war is a setup. They know by now, it's been a good 10 years. They've seen the videos. They've seen the proof. They know they don't want to be there. So it's moving. It's happening. Trust me. They're speaking out every day in the media about the crimes and atrocities that they've committed, that they don't like to commit, but they have because they're under orders. So they're doing something about it. And
Well, of course, I take my hat off, Mark, to those. Any soldier who makes a stand, who makes a sound, who takes an action to disassociate himself from these crimes, I salute that. But if they don't, and their method of showing how unhappy they are is to cut off somebody else's ears or fingers or urinate on somebody else's dead body, well, you're a better man than me feeling sorry for them. Mark, thanks for the call, a former US Marine. Let's go all the way to Canada and talk to Ammar on the same subject. Ammar, welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, welcome, go ahead.
May God give you health and energy to stand every day and speak against all what's going on around the world.
Thank you, brother.
Just quick few words to say about what's going on.
Yeah.
Just talking, if those family of those soldiers are watching Press TV, I don't think if they do. But if they do, I don't know if they are proud of their sons or husband on what they do to the dead body. It shows clearly that they are not soldiers or insurgents. They are just poor farmers that they are looking for their daily
That's what
life.
they look like to me. That's what they, Ammar, they look like little boys working in the fields. That's what they look like to me, the boys. Not just murdered, but then urinated upon. Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. So I don't know the family of those soldiers on the action that they did. I don't know if they're proud of them or they're ashamed of them. And I don't know if that's the exactly aim or reason that's take them to the Afghan just killing civilian, rule the country so that they can put in power whoever they want or whoever bow down to them and do whatever they want.
Well, I tell you, the whole war is a disaster, Ammar. By the way, how are you watching us in Canada? On the internet or on satellite?
I'm watching on the Arab side.
Excellent. On Arabsat. Remember, we won't be on Sky for very much longer. I'm even surprised that we're still on it tonight. But when we do go off Sky, there will be lots of other ways that you can watch us. Go to our website, presstv.ir, for details. Ammar, thanks for that call all the way from Canada. Let's talk to Andrew in Surrey on the same subject. Andrew, welcome to the show, my friend.
Hello, George. How are you doing this evening?
Yes, good, thanks. Go ahead, sir.
All right. I want to keep this brief because I spent 3 years in the U.S. Army also, And when you go through basic training in the U.S. Army, you are handed a handbook. It's called a Soldier's Handbook. In there are the Geneva Convention guides to what you should do if you're ever captured and what you should do if you have prisoners. Yet alone dead bodies. And these acts that are being perpetrated by U.S. soldiers right now are completely against the Geneva Convention, completely against all international laws guiding on war.
And they're against God's law, they're against any kind of human being knows. They don't need a handbook. Any kind of human being knows that to kill somebody and then urinate on them is sinful, disgusting, revolting behavior, no?
Exactly. But the thing is, the fact that they're doing this is like advertising fight against us. Advertising fight against us. We want you to fight against us so that we'll be here longer. You know, and I can't understand U.S. congressmen, U.S. senators, U.S. politicians, presidential campaigners advocating this type of behavior and acting like if it's an all right thing, it's the usual. These are things that are preached against in the handbook. So therefore, the person that just joined the army yesterday should know that it's against the law to do this.
Yeah. Well, of course, Andrew, they're all condemning it now because they know that it's having the same kind of impact across the Muslim world, at least, as the pictures and video from Abu Ghraib did on a previous occasion. They know, in the famous words of all the think tanks, just how radicalizing this video really, really is. Well, I'll be back after the news in just a couple of minutes, God willing, with the second half of Comment, talking about the Iranian scientists, talking about the dead Afghans, and many, many other things. Inshallah, see you then. Welcome back to Comment with me, George Galloway, here on Press TV, the voice of the voiceless, the voice they try but fail to silence. We're talking tonight about the conspiracy to murder university lecturers in Iran, a conspiracy involving top US politicians, the International Atomic Energy Agency, and murderers, presumably from Israel, but maybe other parts of the world also. We're talking about the killing of what looked to me like young Afghan boys working in the fields with their wheelbarrow, who are killed by big, powerful, brave American Marines clad from head to foot in armor, who then urinate on them, apparently, and videotape it for the entertainment of the others in the barracks afterwards. We're talking also, though, about Saudi Arabia, where they continue to gun down those that are asking for the basic democratic rights that most of the rest of us watching this enjoy. Iqbal in Bradford wants to talk about just that. In fact, he wants to talk about the video of the Afghans as well as Saudi Arabia. Iqbal, welcome to the show.
Hi, Raj. My name is Mubarak Iqbal. So
I beg your pardon. Mubarak Iqbal, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Judge, I would like to say a few things, if you don't mind, in brief.
Briefly, yeah.
First of all, Muslims don't have leaders that they can lead them. And they know that if one person has the problem in, like Abu Ghraib or something like that, then it's our turn one day. Secondly, even if they get together and want to do something about it, they have enemies within them. And the biggest one is Saudi. Unless they will go, there will be no peace in Muslim community. That's one thing. I think people are worried about, obviously, the definition in civilized world by American and British and European is the murder, robber, and people who humiliate women and disgrace others is civilized thing to do.
Yeah, well, as Mr. Gandhi, the independence leader in India, said when asked by an American journalist what he thought of Western civilization, Mr. Gandhi replied, yes, that would be a very good idea. The reality is that the people of what they call Saudi Arabia are overwhelmingly fine, pious Muslim people, decent people. I know a lot of them. In fact, Saudis are the second biggest audience of the 150,000 or so people who follow me on Twitter and on Facebook. We have, of course, only admiration and sympathy for them.